I'm not sure if I did a video on this topic before, but on this specific story, but I've been wanting to show you this story for a year now, but I never got to it. It's basically, this is another PSA, because I'm making this a series now. Women are not pro-choice, they are pro-life, but pro-women life, meaning anything I want. Okay, so I did a video recently. It should be the previous video, but I did a video of an Australian model that said I don't want basically listing all the reasons why I don't want kids and blah blah blah. And I was trying to tell people, if you're an above average individual, if you have some money on you, if you're a certain height, if you're an athlete, if you're an entertainer, don't take her word for it. She's gonna keep your kid, especially if she's after a certain age. You're talking about 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Then baby rabies hit every single woman, even the most raging feminists. There's stories I already know about literally dudes catching certain feminists in bars and them crying why they can't have a kid and blah blah blah. Like Mother Nature is undefeated, so do not take their word for it. Now in this video, the model stated why she didn't want kids, and I try to tell you in that video, I said, when women nowadays are saying, oh, I don't want kids, blah, 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 what they mean is they don't want kids with the average dude, right? So if you're like just a normal person, if you know, whatever, certain height or whatever, on some black pill type stuff, or if you're not making the money that she thought you was, then no, I don't want kids with you. But if she can if she can gain something out of it, then no, none of it is worth the risk. But basically all of that gets thrown out the window, in my opinion, if she finds somebody that she likes or somebody that she can use or something, basically if she can get some use out of it. So now I want to show you the comments before I show you this video. Not this specific video, but the video that I'm about to show you, because I didn't show you the comments in the last video. So right here. And he said, I just want you to see some of the comments by the woman. She said, why are people so obsessed with other people having kids? We don't want them. If you want them, then you can have them. He said, why do people get so bothered when women don't want kids? And really, because you'll see, so now when you're seeing all these comments, right, that says, oh no, I don't want kids. Why do, I hate kids, blah, blah, blah. It's basically all women say, I hate kids. But it's interesting where then it'll be a situation where she's at a certain age that, oh, I want a kid now. Or, oh, is it too late? I'm 40 something. It's like, yeah, you clearly don't want the kid if you're now talking about, I want a kid now. So I try to tell people, I want you to keep note of this, especially have a long memory. I tell dudes, you know what I'm saying? Have a long memory of this. So now all of a sudden, if she's saying, oh, I want kids or I want to keep it, do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. Because they say, why are people upset? It's her choice. But like I said, this will be the same woman. She gets knocked up by an athlete. Oh, now I want to keep the kid. Why do you want to keep the kid? You just said you hated kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm going to show you this story here. This will be in the story here. You see the title, Naval Officer. This is a military guy, which I tell women to stay away from, but it's interesting they can't do that. Charged with murder after his girlfriend was discovered dead when she refused an abortion. And I told you, it's not even about just being an athlete or entertainer. She's going to keep her kid. It could be a whole another factors. That's why I tell people, when she says she's pro-choice, she means I want the choice to kill the kid when I realize I cannot benefit from it. Meaning, if I find out if the guy's average or he doesn't make the money that I thought he was, then I want the choice to kill it because the kid is not going to benefit me. That's what pro-choice really means to them. This is why I tell dudes, you need to be careful, because even then, like, it'll be like, say if she was going to kill the kid, but she brought the news to you just to see your reaction. And based on your reaction, like if the guy is so disgusted, like, no, go get an abortion immediately. And she'll be offended almost to the point like, wait, you wouldn't never want a kid with me? And you're like, no. She'll keep it out of spite, just to prove a point. So you got to be careful of that. And this story is very similar to that. This is why in this story, I want you to hear this story, and let's see who's the real victim here.
Rekia King was just 12 weeks pregnant when she was shot to death. Her body was recovered in a ditch off Winschurch Road.
New at 11, John Hood got his hands on some new court documents. And John, this court filing indicates she was killed after refusing to get an abortion?
Yeah, Kurt Mickey, that's right. 27-year-old Emmanuel Cabell was behind bars for a murder charge. According to these court documents, Cabell paid to have an abortion for his girlfriend, and when she refused, he said that it, quote, frustrated him. On the morning of July 21st, a passerby discovers a woman's body in a ditch near Greenwood and Winchurch Road in Hanover. She was naked and with a bullet wound on the right side of her body, but no bullet casings were found. According to this statement, the Hanover Sheriff's Office soon became aware of a missing persons case out of Hampton. The missing person was 20-year-old Rakia King. Investigators say they then contacted King's mom, who told them that the day before the discovery in Hanover, she received a sonogram photo from King. The mother also said she received texts about trouble with her boyfriend, Emmanuel Cabell, who did not want to be the father. King texted her mom if something were to happen to her, Cabell was responsible. Investigators also received texts between King and her cousin, including one showing a receipt for an abortion at this Planned Parenthood in Virginia Beach on July 20th. King did not have the abortion, and her body was found the next day.
It is an absolutely heartbreaking story that another young woman and her child lost their lives.
Detectives...
Nah. I thought it was just a clump of cells. Now they're trying to say it's a double murder. Nah. You see, this is what I'm saying, guys. It's not really pro-choice. It's not really pro-choice. And this is where I have to give the conservatives credit for calling out liberal women on this hypocrisy. I have to give the conservatives credit on that end, because I used to be like, well, look, you never, because I'm thinking as an average man, right? Well, there might be a day I make a mistake and, maybe I'd need it. You never know. You never know what choice I'll make. And then hopefully, so that's why I always put myself, that's how I used to think. But now I know what it really is. Now, I think that if I make a mistake, I think I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I don't think I'd have girls lining up to trap me, if you know what I'm saying. But so that's I don't have to worry. I don't think so. But you never know. You never know these days. You'll never know. You never know, bro. But that's what I've been trying to tell you. It's not really pro-choice. It's basically their own extra form of birth control, right? So this is what you gotta be careful. Now all of a sudden, oh, he took 2 lives. Nah. We can't do that. We can't do this. We can't move. We can't play both sides of the fence here.
Conducted an interview with Cabell, who admitted he had paid for the abortion, but King decided to keep the baby.
Now, this technically is a crime what she's doing, because they had an agreement. We're gonna get rid, but because she all of a sudden, it's the now her mommy genes are kicking in. Now you see, now the mommy genes are kicking in. No, I want to keep it. What? Nah.
So drove King back to her apartment. He said he went back to his home in Newport News afterwards and says he fell asleep. But one problem with that account, investigators say they found surveillance footage of Cabell's green Chevy sedan at an intersection at almost 5 in the morning on July 21st. The Hanover County Sheriff's Office was able to search Cabell's car, where they found a hairband that matched a band King had on her wrist and blood in the trunk. Deputies were also able to ping Cabell's phone during the morning of July 21st. It showed he had left King's apartment and made his way up to Hanover County and back to his Newport News apartment, all within just a few hours. Now again, Emmanuel Cabell is charged with first-degree murder. He's being held at the Pamunkey Regional Jail without bond. He's due back in court on December 6th. Live on your side, John Hood, NBC 12 News.
Now, I remember in the comments section, I don't know if I'm going to see it, but I remember in the comments section, people are talking about, like, they're showing like the latest comments, but I remember like they showed like the comments and they were talking about this should be charged as, I'm talking about, there were women in the comment section talking about double murder. And I'm like, whoa. I thought we were all pro-choice here. Now, I thought it was just a clump of cells. And oh, man. And people were calling him a deadbeat and all this. And I'm just like, I'm not saying that what happened to her was just, but I'm just saying he was betrayed. We talk about pro-choice, but what about his choice? And people are talking about, oh, he should have used a condom. Dude, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, bruh, that's not, if it's boyfriend and girlfriend, most times condoms are not being used, guys. Let's keep it real. Even in affairs, most of the time condoms are not even being, protection is not being used. So let's stop this nonsense. let's stop this nonsense. But no, my God. He said he had to be with another woman because why would you do this? He did it, bruh. This is why it's really hard. Like the answer to her question, I don't even know why her premise was, oh, there had to be another woman. First of all, there probably already is anyways, but that's not the point. The point is she kept the kid without his consent. They came to an agreement. And I'm pretty sure even before then, she was like, oh, I don't want a kid. But you felt a certain way. Sometime during the relationship, she felt a certain way, or even after the news. It could have been after the news, the way he reacted. She was like, she felt a way about his reaction. And she was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to keep it. Because that's what happened in the story. They had an agreement, and she was like, yeah, they literally had an appointment with Planned Parenthood to terminate, and she changed her mind last second. Interesting. Oh man, but I remember there was a comment though at the time that had me laughing. It was actually from a girl, and she was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say what I think of this situation. Just SMH. And I knew what she meant. She basically was saying she didn't want to say it, but she was like, that girl playing games. That's what I took from this. I'm pretty sure, first of all, when we're talking about, I did an episode on this where we talk about the type of dudes that women really should be staying away from. Because the problem is, this is what happens. They'll think because they're not dating a street dude, like say specifically a black girl, if she's not dating a street dude, she's thinking that if she's dealing with a police officer or a military or a firefighter, she think that's going to be better. And that's a normal person. And I'm like, and you're like, and anybody that's experienced or understands how life works a little bit knows that's no better. I'm like, how about a guy in tech? How about a plumber, an electrician, something normal? But like I said, there's always that adage, women love a man in uniform. But when you're dealing with police, you're dealing with former military, and there's a lot of police that are former military, and vice versa, right? You're dealing with a wild card a lot of the times. When you look at the domestic violence rates, I literally pulled up the professions and all that. I did an episode on this, but women love guys like this for some reason in America. So that's already a red flag in and of itself. He's military. And then when you look at the information, the guy was 27, she was 20 years old, right? So people talk about age gaps, but she clearly was consenting to that. So that means they've but like, yeah, this is, to me, in my opinion, this is this was basically them playing around, them fornicating, doing what they do. They were probably a thing, boyfriend. I don't know if they were like officially boyfriend and girlfriend, but according to the story, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So we'll take they were in a relationship. They were in a relationship, and she started playing games. This has happened to me before, where basically this girl expected me to fight for her when she mentioned, "Oh, I have a boyfriend now." When I hear, "Oh, there's another man there," okay, I'm done. And I was like, "Yeah, you might as well just take me off the messages." And then now, I'm having people third party telling me, "Oh, she don't got no boyfriend." It's just another dude entered the picture, and basically, it's time for her to start picking, and she'll put certain stuff out there just to see if somebody's gonna take her seriously. It is just, but I don't even like, as soon as I, then I'm out. So that's like, girls will do stupid tests like this, and what's the phrase? Stupid games, play stupid games, gain stupid prizes. So that's kind of how I see the story. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see the story. I don't even look at him. I just look at it as, two irresponsible people. That's what I see in the story. Two irresponsible people. But, people are afraid to say this. People are afraid to say this. Talk about, here we go. See, look at this simp comment right here. He said, at 20, she was ready to be a parent. And at 27, he just wanted to be a coward. The only life he needed to end was his own. No. That's cap. If she was ready to be a parent, she would be married. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a whole entire buck. But you see these younger people having pregnancies like that, and it's like there's clearly no plan. And if it was to be a parent, it was to She decided, and the second possible reason, what I believe in this situation, he was probably going to break up with her, and she felt it, so she thought if keeping the kid would keep him around. And this happens a lot. I'm not going to say that happens to most, but that happens a lot. That, like, especially I'll say in my experience, that happens 60 to 70% of the time when you're talking about a single mom. That happened like 60 to 70% of the time. And they just decided to keep it because it was like they thought that was going to keep him around. That happens a lot. And really it's probably percentage wise, it's probably like 40%. So that would be like most. And like I said, I've explained percentages before. 30% to 40%, that could still be most, because when you look at a pie chart, it could be 40%, and then the rest could literally be like 10% here, 20% here, 30% here, 20% here. And in that pie chart, that 40% ends up being the biggest chunk out of it. So I don't want to hear nobody in the comments talking about I don't know math and shit. All right, let's look at this. But that's basically my point. In this story, because dudes are not careful. Dudes are not careful because they really think that, okay, people like what happens is these guys, they be really thinking, oh, these women don't want kids. No, women want what they want, and whatever they need to do to get what they want, they'll do it, and they don't mind using kids as collateral. So when you see, oh, I don't want kids, it's just a matter of, I don't want kids with the average man. And basically, if ish don't work out, I want to be able to have the liberty to get rid of it if I do the math and I find out the kid that I'm going to conceive is not going to benefit me immediately. You know what I mean? So you guys have to be careful. You guys have to be careful. Not me, really, specifically, because, well, I think so, but you know how that works sometimes. But yeah, let's look at more of these comments. But yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. But yeah, this is basically the part 2 off that video, off the Australian model. But like with that Australian model, like I said in the other video, if one of those footballers come in there, just like that video of Cam Newton's newest baby mama, what's her name, Jasmine something, the comedian, she said it, and she low-key exposed most of these 304s. They were she made a joke about this at her comedy stand-up, wearing Cam Newton's jersey and everything. She said, look, people are asking me, why are you, basically all these women are asking me, why are you deciding to be Cam Newton's 3rd or 4th baby mama? And she's like, look, if you have $100 million man putting pressure on you, what would you do? And basically she was saying she's for sale. And that's what I've been trying to that's what people in this space have been trying to tell people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not, I don't even look at it as evil. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So that's basically the game. Because I'm pretty sure she was the type, I don't want no kids. I know what I'm doing, but you going out with $100 million man, quarterback, former Heisman winner, former NFL MVP, guy 6'5", Cam Newton, one of the top percentage black men in America. So like, I'm talking about physically wise and financially wise. You think that she's going to be like, no, I don't want your kid? Come on. That's not how this works, guys. That's not how this works.